Welcome to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, dedicated to exploring the interesting journeys of the people in the provincial construction industry. Presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by Gale Force Winds. Join us as we chat with the inspirational individuals that ensure the continued growth of the construction industry and the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Labrador Construction Association podcast. What a great day it is. I'm Alan Dale. This is my good buddy Jerry Carew. Today is day one, the Women in Construction event, and the theme is We Are Stronger Together. It's a great pleasure to be in conversation with you, Gertrude. Gertrude, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Great. Very, very happy to be here. So my name is Gertrude Bradbury. I'm from the west coast of Newfoundland, and I'm here as a woman and president of Locke's Electrical Limited. My career began in a totally different venue. I have an education degree and a science degree, and spent my first few years in working with the school boards as a science high school teacher. And when I started out, I was actually in a school in Deer Lake, and I was the first female on an all-male staff.
Wow.
And at the end of the year, the vice principal said to me, "We were all waiting for you to fall on your face, but you didn't."
You gotta be kidding me.
But, you know, he said it in a really respectful way, like I had done what I needed to do. And
Right.
The funny thing about it was, I never felt that from the staff, and I never felt like I was going to fail. Like I always felt that I was doing a good job, and I was really happy to, be a woman in an all-male staff. And I did feel welcome and supported. But we have family business, and we are the third generation in that family business. So growing up, it was all about the business. That was our life, around the supper table, on the weekends, holidays. And both my sister and I, and my brother, from a very early age, probably grade 7 for me, worked summer times in the business and wanted to work in the business. Our friends were off, doing their thing during summer, but for us, we just had it in us. We had that love of the business that supported us as a family and brought us together. So I took a year's leave from teaching due to a health issue in family, and there was no family member present in business, and went there for a year, and then that was 1987, and I'm still there today.
Wow, that's a long year's leave of absence.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And do I ever regret the fact that I decided to take that decision? No, I didn't, because for a few different reasons. So the emotional pull and the relationship return by being able to work with my dad, my sister, other family members, and that just made it a very supportive and great environment for me to have a career in. Locke's has been in business for 75 years, and we are an industrial electrical contractor. So we do power lines, transmission lines, substations, we do civil work, industrial electrical work for mine sites and major projects. We currently have offices in St. John's, Corner Brook, Lab City, New Brunswick, because we're in Atlantic Canada as well. And we also have 2 maintenance buildings for our equipment, because we have quite a fleet of industrial equipment. So it's my sister and I, and more recently in the last 5 years, we have a new partner, a younger partner, Kevin Goss, who's brought a lot of energy to the company, and we've grown significantly over the last 10 years, and we're really looking forward to being our 75th year in business. What the next 25 might be, I won't be there, and my sister won't be there, but we already have new family members and new staff that we're mentoring to bring up through the business to make it successful and continue to be a success that it's been. Yeah.
75 years in business. That's incredible.
Yeah,
You guys would have generated a lot of T4 slips over the years and helped a lot of people raise a whole lot of families.
Yeah, for sure. And being a family-owned and operated company, I think that definitely is one of our strengths, that we have that, even though we're so much larger now, we have that family environment and we keep it in the forefront, supporting our staff through, all aspects of their life and crisis and good times, and that, the staff and your employees are what make your business.
Now, you were just a guest speaker here at the Women in Construction event, correct?
Yes, I was.
Tell me what your highlights of your speech were all about.
Well, we were asked certain questions about challenges that we had in the industry, and of course, as a woman, we do have different challenge. I do have a different challenge than a male counterpart would be. And we also spoke about the gender bias that we've encountered and how we deal with that. But for myself, I guess the biggest challenge for myself beyond gender bias would be raising family, having a young family, having teenagers, and having a flexible work schedule. And I think right now, in order to support women more in this particular industry or in any industry, the flexibility of a work schedule is key.
Right.
And knowing that a flexible schedule is not going to deter your employees from being the best that they can be. So that was one of our topics. Another topic would be what would we recommend for the female people coming up through the construction industry. And my comment was that education is the great equalizer. Education is key. Even though I went into this business, I wasn't an engineer, I was educated in a completely different field. So you have to seek out, and there's so much available right now online since the pandemic and prior to the pandemic, at the Gardner Center, and that there's so many courses that you can pinpoint the areas where you feel you need help or you want to explore more. And also mentorship is also an educator that right now, like mentorship and networking are like key words in the industry. And for women, it's really important that we surround ourselves with people who can support us and also share experiences and learn from each other and develop that networking that we need to be the best we can be in the industry. Another question that was asked of us was about, what do women bring to the field? Like, what qualities do we have? And all of us really felt the same thing, that women are not as concerned with the career and the movement up the ladder as they are with doing the job that they're in. And what I mean by that is they're more concerned with being the best they can be and achieving the goals of the company and for themselves, as opposed to getting up to the next part of the ladder.
Right.
And by doing that, it makes us so successful, and we really shine and show the industry what we have to offer. Now, of course, I'm talking in management positions, but there's so much more we could do out in the field for boots on the ground. And once again, flexible work hours and working with women, tradespeople, and asking what they require in order to be successful, I think is crucial. We need to listen to them.
Yeah. Elle, I'm going to say this. It's interesting listening to you talk. I think a lot about your words resonating with young women. But as you spoke there, I think about those words resonating with young men, such that they can understand how to integrate women better into the workforce. So I think it's really important that you're here today to articulate these points so that everybody can understand how to work better together, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
A great kind of summary of what you talked about, and some really great points in there. Really appreciate that. Now, tell me, your company has been a member of the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association for 50 years. Tell me about the importance of the association to you.
Well, the association, years ago, I was elected the representative for the West Coast director, and that was very early in my career. I didn't have the experience I have now, and probably wasn't as, not that I'm confident now, but experience allows you to be more confident. But the NLCA has always been there as a support for learning, which I spoke about. They offer great courses. They offer great events to network in, and the industrial or the industry sector meetings are very beneficial. So that they have like an electrical industry sector meeting, a mechanical. So you can get together with your competitors, let's say, and have a general discussion of what you're finding in the industry, the challenges you're having, where the next work front is going to be. So the NLCA offers so much to companies in construction. In our position, as we are now, still, but really, especially for new companies, because that's where you learn about who else is in the market.
Yeah.
Who else can you work with?
Right.
What can you learn? And they're all key things in running a construction company.
It's one thing to know the business, it's another thing to know the industry, and I think
Yes.
you get that from the NLCA, don't you?
Definitely. And I've been at a few conferences. We have people attending the conference here the weekend, and very, very crucial, especially at this time after the pandemic, for us all to get together and have a chat, reacquaint ourselves with people that and companies that we've worked with, companies that we know, and meet the new guys on the block as well.
Well, I can tell you, so the company's been around this association for 50 years, your words matter. You'd be the senior company on the block for sure, so hearing what you say about the association means a lot, especially to those newer companies, maybe companies that are looking at it and say, should I be a part of it, right? Well, that's fantastic. Listen, I want to thank you very much for telling us about your journey. Remarkable. You're definitely a groundbreaker here. You're leading this industry. We really, really appreciate it. Your conversation specifically today on women in construction, very important, and it matters, and we thank you for your time here with us, and also thanks for your comments about the NLCA. I think it's wonderful. I wish Locke much success into the future, and thanks for being on the podcast.
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for tuning in to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by Gale Force Winds.